Gentlemen, I believe that meditation loading is the true path to getting rich, because this is exactly what I used to make $80,000 last week alone in about a 10-day period. So we're going to be covering three different things: the subconscious mind, the universal language, and the three types of meditation. So if you stay to this, I think you can implement it into your life, into your business. You can start to make more money, live your dream life, live in the city that you want, manifest the things that you want. So the first thing we have to understand is this, right? We're talking about this idea of using meditations to reprogram the subconscious mind so that you can finally get rich. Because if you're watching this, man, you've been in business now for some time. You know what to do. You know how to run the ads, the marketing, the funnels, the strategies. You know what to do technically, but yet your results are not there. You feel like you have success, but it's like, it's like almost right there on the edge. And because of this, check this out here. What's happening is you have two parts to your mind. Let this big circle, let it represent your mind. The body circle, let it represent your body here, okay? So we have our conscious mind. Our conscious mind controls 5% of our results. Bro, this is what you have to understand here, okay? The conscious mind, this is what we use to go to school, right? We gather information, we take the test, we gather information about history and math. Then we go and we regurgitate it on a test, we pass the test, we do this for 12 years. Now we're quote unquote successful. Then you go into business and then you get exposed, because I believe that business is one of the best ways to expose your paradigms and your subconscious habits. Because what's happening is, even though you know what to do in your business, you know what's happening is knowing only controls 5% of your results. Because here in the conscious mind, this is our ability to think. It's our ability to reject and accept ideas that are coming on the outside world. So you're looking at the information, you're wondering, why am I learning so much and I have so much knowledge about what I do, my business, my profession, but yet it's not resulting in my results, okay? Subconscious mind. Now, connected to the subconscious mind, we have two types of faculties that you really need to pay attention to, man. We have what's called physical faculties. Let me fix my little pen here. We have physical faculties and we have spiritual faculties. And now let's talk about this, because this is how you're going to use to start to make some money in the current business, in the current city, with the current technology that you have now. You don't need any more information, any more things, which if you implement this right now, you can just go to the next level. Okay, so let's talk about the physical faculties. See, hear, smell, taste, and touch, okay? These are connected to these are our physical faculties that are connected to the outside world, okay? A dog can also see, hear, smell, taste, and touch, so can a bird. So what separates you from all the living creatures is not your physical faculties, it's your spiritual faculties. This is imagination, will, reason, perception, memory, and intuition. These are your spiritual faculties that you can tap into, that literally separate us from all other living creatures, right? You can see your mind, right? You can get an image of what, like right now I'm standing behind the Burj Al Arab. You can get a clear image of what a building would look like that you'd want to live in, get it on a blueprint, and then start to build it, right? We're actually co-creators with God, and that's because we have our imagination. Then we can use our willpower to focus on something to the exclusion of the outside world, what I call projection rejection. You reject all the things that are in the simulation, the 3D world, and you focus on what you want. That's your willpower. Then you have your reasoning faculty, your ability to reason. Is this a good idea? Is it a bad idea? Should I invest with this person? Should I not? Right? That's your reasoning faculty. And then you have your intuition. What was said is that prayer is us speaking to God, but intuition is God speaking to us. So your intuition is by far the most powerful thing that you're going to use to build your dream life. One thing that I teach my clients is that I'm not going to teach them anything special, like give them some strategy. What I teach them how to do, and what I'm trying to teach you here on YouTube, is how to tap into your intuition, which is the true story that God has for you. And as long as you tap into that and understand that, no man will ever give you a strategy. No man can ever make you help him with decisions, because you do it, but it's between you and God. But you have to understand how to tap into that and understand that so it can work, right? Physical faculties, spiritual faculties. That's all connected right here in the conscious mind. That's only 5% of our results, though. So let's go into what's really controlling right now, and that is your subconscious mind, which controls 5% of your results. This is where your habits are. This is where your emotions are. This is where the frequencies of the paradigms and your self-image, your self-identity, what you feel you're worth, how much money you're willing to charge. A lot of people are afraid to charge a lot of money. They charge a lot of money. They're afraid to go out and build that dream business and really bet on themselves. And that has really to do with the subconscious mind, and their fears more to do with something that they know about their business, okay? So the subconscious mind, this is really important that you understand this. I'm going to even draw it in another color to emphasize this. The subconscious mind, it controls 95% of our results, right? That's why no matter how much information you gather, if you don't implement what's going on in the subconscious mind, nothing in your life will change, brother. Let's continue here. So connect to the subconscious mind. It understands only one language, okay? That is the universal language. The universal language, God, I got some ants biting me here. The universal language is known as actually, let me get a clear thing here. The universal language is known as frequency, okay? What I love is Nikola Tesla said, if you want to understand the universe, understand frequencies and vibrations. So if we're going to actually want to scale you to the next level, let's just say right now you're making $10,000 a month. You want to go hit $100,000 a month in the next 90 days. Now, a part of you is thinking, bro, how the hell am I going to do that? I've been stuck at 10K a month for the last 6 months, the last year. It doesn't matter. Reject everything that's going on around you. Use your willpower to focus on what you want, plus implementing the things I'm teaching you in today's video, okay? So the universe understands frequency. What is our frequency? It's our thoughts, it's our feelings, and it's our actions. This is the universal language, man. So if you're gonna wanna come in here and build your dream life, and you know what's the funniest thing? The 80K that I brought in last week in cash, this was, I worked maybe 5 hours. Literally just 5 hours. Now, I'm not here to boast. Some of you are watching that. You make more than that. Some of you make less. That's not the point. The point is that you can literally earn more money by raising your frequency, by starting to use your mind to build the life that you want, man. That's literally how this works. You're going to use your mind to form an image of what you want. You're going to start to feel as if it's done, feel as if it's accomplished, go out there with higher beliefs, and then start to take quantum actions. Assume you're that person and start to take actions as if it's done, okay? So the way the universal language works is that we're going to have to get a clear image of what exactly are we going to plant into the subconscious mind. Remember when I talked about the conscious mind and I said the spiritual faculties, you have the ability to use your imagination. That is what separates you. That's Christ consciousness. That's what separates you from all the living creatures. So what we're going to do, man, you're going to get out a piece of paper and a pen like this, like I got my iPad here, and you're going to write down a clear image of what you want your life to look like, man. It's so easy, so simple, but yet most people won't do it. I remember when Bob Proctor was teaching this to me, I didn't do it. You know, even though I was watching all his YouTube videos, it wasn't until I paid him that I actually started to take it seriously, right? So what that actually does is you're going to use your imagination to formulate what you want. Like, let me go here. You're going to go to your imagination. Let me draw in white. I like white better. Follow me here, gentlemen. Okay. Okay, so we're going to go to our imagination faculty. And we're going to formulate an image of what we want. Not what you think you want. Not what your mom wants, not what your girlfriend wants, not what's limiting with your outside reality. It's what you truly want, man. When I used to sleep in my car for 5 months, I knew I wanted millions of dollars. I knew I wanted to build a YouTube channel. I knew I wanted to live in Dubai, and I went out and built it. And it didn't matter what was going on outside of me. I just figured out what I wanted, and I kept going after it. So you're going to use your imagination to formulate what you want. Piece of paper and a pen. Really important is what you want, not what you think you want. For example, I was talking to one of my good friends last night. He's like, DeAndre, I want to make $30,000 a month. And I'm like, but what do you really want? And he's like, I want 100. And that's a perfect example of somebody going for a smaller goal because of what's going on outside of them. What do you want, man? Really go after that. So you have your imagination, you're going after what you want. And what you're going to do by writing it, which I highly recommend you write it, what you're going to do is that ultimately forms an image in your mind, and that is the true source what we want. We truly want that image because that's the image that we're going to use with the universal language, which I talked about earlier. It's the image, man. That is the key, getting a clear, concise image of what this looks like. So now that we got the image, right, we went back and I just showed you how we formulate that image. We're going to take that image of what we want and we're going to back something behind it. We're going to back feeling behind it. All right, we're going to back some feeling behind it. How can we do this? And this is what gets into point 3. So make sure you stay to the end. I'm not done yet, right? This is how we're going to plant it in. So we got this image. That's part 1. Okay, now we have to back it with feeling. This is the secret, man. Remember when we said about the universal language? It's frequencies. And so you have to dictate which of the, like if, let's just say you're doing these results, so you're doing this work and you're not getting the results, your frequency is off. Maybe you're not thinking the right thoughts of the person that has the goal that you want. Maybe you're not feeling as if it's done. Maybe you're not acting like it's done. You have to dictate and digress, like which of these 3 areas am I not aligned with, that's not allowing me to effortlessly attract the 6-figure months, the 7-figure years, the 7-figure months, whatever it is that you're going after. You have to really get down to this point, man. It's really simple. Dissect which of those 3. Now, if you're one of my coaching clients, or if you want help with this, first link in the bio, this is what I help my clients do. I help them dissect which of the areas and then implement this into your life, right? So if not, just figure it out yourself. You're going to have to go do the work anyways, right? You formulate an image of what you want, then you're going to back it with feeling. Okay, this is really important. Now we're going to amplify. Here is really important. We need to amplify that signal, right? Let's think about this right now. You're watching me on YouTube right now. Like beautiful, man. I wish, this is so beautiful, guys. Here in Dubai, got the Burj Al Arab right here at this little beach club. Vanessa's over here taking her pictures. I want you guys to come hang out with me in Dubai. Have a nice cigar, enjoy life with me, you know? And so what we need to do, if you watch me on YouTube right now, you are watching either a weak signal or a strong signal. That all dictates on your, for example, are you watching me in 1080p? or are you watching me in 480p? It's the same signal. You're watching the same video with the same audio and just a slightly lesser quality. Okay, what we're doing is when you're going out there and you're creating your new frequency, right? Your new thoughts, feelings, and actions, it comes with the frequency. Your actions that you're doing, it comes with the frequency. And the best way I can explain it is this. Two people can be doing the same actions, making a YouTube video, making a piece of content, coaching their clients, doing a sales call. They could be doing the same actions, but yet one person is doing it, for example, at 1080p, high frequency, high version, the upper version of themselves, whilst the other person is doing it at 480p, doing the same action, but one person is going to get stronger results because they're operating on a stronger frequency. So this is what I'm talking about. So what we want to do is we're going to take that image, we're going to back it with feeling, and we're going to amplify that feeling so we can make it stronger. We can go from 480p to 1080p. And what we're going to do is we're going to use repetition. Hopefully I spelled that wrong. Spell that right. I think it's an I. Whatever. You get what I'm saying. I'm not a mathematician here. I know the mime, but this part, working on spelling. Repetition is how we're going to amplify the signal. You're going to use your willpower to consistently send out that signal, man. What is it that you want? See it. Feel it. Is it a Porsche GT3 RS? Or is it a GT3? Or is it GT3? Is it a turbo? Is it Miami? Is it Dubai? Is it Business Bay? Is it JVC, JLT, Marina? Like, right? You get a clear image of what you want, man. And now we're gonna do it with repetition. That's how we're gonna amplify the signal. By doing this, we take our signal from 480, which is a weak signal, and we're gonna bump that up to a 1080p. Okay, so what have we covered so far, gentlemen? And I know it's fast paced. I'm just trying to make a 15-minute, a shorter video, but more jam-packed, straight to the point. So far, we've covered the subconscious mind and its control over what's going on, because no matter what you know, is not going to change. It's going to be their subconscious. You have to change the subconscious. Then we understand the universal language, which is raising your frequency, right? Universal language. Now let's get into the third one here, which is the meditation types. Okay, now with my clients, I cover 11 different meditations. Now that sounds overwhelming. I'm not going to cover all 11 right now. I did in a prior video, so you guys can find that on my channel, but you don't need to do all 11. There's maybe 2 to 3 meditations that you need to understand depending on where you're at in your life. Like you have detachment meditations, you have hemisyncs, you have hypnosis, you have visualization, you have meditation, you have different styles of these different things you can do, okay? So let's talk about what we can do. I'll keep it simple. Now, what's the difference between meditation? Meditation, I believe, is the practice of quieting the mind. It's the practice of being present. It's the practice of just being grateful and being present in the moment. You're not projecting the image of what you want. You're not visualizing the car. You're not visualizing the dream girl. It's more of a feminine state where you're just kind of sitting back in the cut and just being present and loving life and just putting your hand over your heart and being grateful for where you're at now, right? It's just being and here's what I'll do, is being present. It's not too often I do that, honestly. Like, if you're watching me up to this point, you realize, like, I teach this material. Like, I'm a businessman that uses spiritual, laws to make money and build my dream life. And that's the kind of the values that I have on my channel. So anything I'm going to teach you so you can get results, okay? So, yes, I do meditation, but not as strongly, because I feel like I'm, at this point in my life, pretty good with controlling my emotions. And if anything, I might do like a detachment meditation, which is a good, caveat. Let's talk about detachment. Okay, this is where a lot of you will trip up now. So you got a clear image of what it is that you want. You're working towards it. It's been a week, it's been a 2 week, and now the resources are not there. The money is not there. Things are not showing up. You're working until, and now it's been 2 months and it doesn't feel like it's moving for you. This is where detachment comes in. Detachment is really your ability to separate yourself from the results by just focusing on being present. Like, guys, when I was going through such tough times in my life, I remember I was in, when I first got to Dubai, I came here with $2,000, and then, man, I actually just did my taxes. Crazy. When I got here, I think it was almost a year ago, I made $800 in a month. The next month, I made $96,000, like out of nowhere. And I think and I've done this multiple times, right? I built 2 businesses doing this, right? And I think one of the biggest reasons that allowed me to do that was my ability to detach. And what do I mean by that? So all this shit's going on in the outside world, right? You're looking at the good stuff, the bad stuff. All these things are going on. And most of the time, it's negative. And the reason it's negative is because all the things that you've manifested up to this point in your life, it's just past ideas, past frequencies that are not coming into fruition. The law of perpetual transmutation states that whatever images you think and hold with feeling, aka your frequency, will come to pass. It'll come to manifest. So whatever's happening right now, the amount of money, the amount of views, the amount of followers, the amount of business, the amount of clients, the amount of all this stuff you're going after, All this is, bro, it's just a manifestation of last month's thinking. So why would we let last month's thinking control today's thinking and the future version of yourself? So what we have to do is detach. And the way we're going to detach is just focusing our willpower on what is it that we want. Focusing our mind here. There's only two worlds that we're living in. We're either living in the inside world or we're living in the external world. It's your ability and skill set, rather. It's your skill set, bro. I'm getting really good at this as I grow and age in this material. I've only been doing this 5 years, made a couple $1 million. Like, you know, it's cool. Like, we're starting, but I need to go to $1 million a month. It's my ability to detach from the amount of views. How many views this video is going to get or what's going on. It's your ability to detach from that, okay? Y'all get the idea. The next one that I've been really enjoying now is visualization. We could do visualization. That's super simple. I'm not even write it. That's a bonus one, okay? Hypnosis. I've been really getting into this lately. Hypnosis. It's your ability to put your conscious mind to sleep so that you can raise your subconscious frequency and really plant the images of what you want. Okay, so what does that look like in practice, okay? Visualization is taking an image now of what we wrote, remember that on a piece of paper, and we're going to see it, we're going to feel it, and we're going to do that for 10 minutes a day, 15 minutes a day. Now, I recommend doing 3 times a day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Especially before going off to sleep. You visualize what you want, man. You visualize it with feeling in the first person. Now, I'm going to go into a little bonus here because yes, you can visualize, and some of you are already doing it. Like, there's nothing new. But what's happening now is you're not mixing probably that third one, which is the quantum actions. Taking the actions of your visualizations, waking up and going and doing it. Going and collapsing time and space by assuming that position, buying the coach, moving to the city, making the videos even when you don't have the views. And I think that's a big thing, that even though you are doing your visualization, let me clean this whiteboard up for you. Even though you might be doing your visualizations here, you're not mixing that final part here, which is the bonus. Visualize. Okay, is you have to mix it with the actions. This is what sets out the frequency. This is what goes out there and allows you to live your dream life. But that's it, my man. If you want some help with this, click the first link in the description. If not, just keep enjoying my videos. Implement it yourself. Obviously, the stuff is free. You know, I didn't make this stuff up, right? Where did Bob Proctor get this information? We're just here starting this loss full time. People hire me because they want to go faster. If you want to go faster, implement it, get custom. You want to make things happen the next 60 days, 90 days. You want to double, triple, 5 extra income, all this stuff in like 90 days. Then that's what you hire me for. If not, figure it out yourself. You got it, man. I teach you everything how to do it here on YouTube. This is your man, Miss Law of Attraction. See you in the next video. Take care, guys.